It's your man, She the Jeweler from To The Point Podcast, man. We back at you with another episode. I got my guy here, man, Move Butters, man. Move Butters been in motion, man. I caught a whiff of him on Instagram. He caught my attention because he putting out some pretty good stuff out there in the ether, man. And I wanted to bring it to the world, you feel me? So that's why I invited my guy to my platform.
Oh man,
Assalamu alaikum. What's going on, Mo?
Walaikum salam, man. I truly appreciate you, man.
Oh, listen.
Because a lot of brothers ain't really looking out or trying to expose, those that's coming from the dirt.
For sure.
So I'm definitely.
Listen, like I said, right? Organically. Mm-hmm. I mean, you know how we did it. Mm-hmm. We ain't know each other, but it's like, in our religion they say this, all like souls come together. Absolutely. And I felt the vibe because it's like I don't see too many of us out here in the circus, right? It's a circus. For sure. So I spotted it when I saw it. Mm-hmm. I said, I like for that. Yes. I like for that. Because that's my whole joint. Right. Trying to put something, show the people, like you said, a different look on this joint because all the goofy stuff is leading. Yes. You feel what I'm saying? Yep. And that can't continue to lead because what's happening is our people is crashing and burning. You get what I'm saying?
The sad part is when you look at the ages that is affecting.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? A person that makes it at the age of 20, 30 years old is older than them.
Right.
Because many of them not making it past 18.
Right.
So that's a genocide within itself.
Dang.
We got to grow older.
Right.
And eventually, ain't no rewinding.
Yeah, you ain't no doubling back.
Look at their generation, that's a whole gap missing.
Right. Dang.
So when you think 40 and 50 years from now, we already, it's safe to say, second-class citizens to Hispanics. They're growing, they're building.
Right.
We are so far behind.
Right.
Because our children are killing or they jigging. That's all they know. They doing
party and hurt somebody.
You see
right?
what I'm saying? So it's like, damn, if we don't start speaking out against some of these
atrocities,
then it's gonna be like how everybody else feel about us. Man, they don't care about when 8 Ball killed 9, 10 or 11 in the hood, but they worrying about when a Caucasian cop kill an armed black man. That's when it matters.
Wow.
Because you know what I thought about it? Give us the reason to loot and riot.
Okay.
I get to go get some free stuff.
Damn. See, let me say something, right? Let me interject right there. If our mindsets, right, have become so petty and minuscule to the point where we try to capitalize off some bullshit, excuse my language, for some bullshit.
Right.
What part of the game is that, man? Oh, is it time we get loot? You don't really give a fuck about what laid up, what the issue was. That's a crazy mindset, man.
Yeah, and these mindsets are prevalent, not just among the youth, but you got some old goofies out here too. That's why when I'm on there, I'm like, don't get it twisted.
For sure.
There's some old head young bulls out here too.
For sure.
And this is why a lot of the young bulls don't respect the old heads, because the truth of the matter is some of them, they bag is getting big.
Right.
And the old head still living on what he used to be. And the youngin' like, no, we talking about like now.
I respect that.
So now you got some of the young brothers that's like, man, you little big bro.
Damn.
So when you follow on behind him, because he the one with the torch.
But see, watch this. Let me interject this one, right? You could look at that two ways, right? The first way is how is a guy weighing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if a guy is weighing a man by the paper and all that stuff, right? He missing the beat already.
Right.
But he may have not matured
Mm-hmm.
to that point to understand that he missing the beat,
Mm-hmm.
right? But another thing is, like you said, they see you used to, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now they not looking at your accolades or what you used to
Mm-hmm.
do. Guess what they looking at?
Right.
Where you fumbled the ball at.
Mm-hmm.
Because what can you tell me of used to if I don't see it now?
Mm-hmm.
You did something wrong. You feel what I'm talking about?
I got you.
And now I'm looking at you like, what can you really tell me, teach me, OG, if you made 1,000 mistakes, right?
Mm-hmm.
What they can do though is learn from the mistakes.
Absolutely.
But they gotta be mature enough. You feel what I'm talking about?
Um, I think that part of that is the issue, and then the other part of it is y'all old heads want to tell us what not to do, but you don't have no incentive for us. So if I'm saying, young, and get out the streets, but this the way you provide for you and yours, I'm not coming with nothing concrete.
Right.
I'm not coming with a lane. And I think that that's where the disconnect come from, because either one of us
Right.
can be like, yo, man, I'm providing for my family
For sure.
with this. But if you could give me something that could be of an equivalent,
Right.
then I'm down. So most of them come and bearing nothing, and this is another reason why the streets is twisted too.
Right.
Because the person that control the bag got the fame, irregardless of, even if he's not even if his name not clean.
Right.
This is why you see this now. They'll protect that guy no matter how many families he destroyed by telling, no matter how many people he done backdoor. It's like he the breadwinner, so therefore we protecting him. They gonna hold him because he a means to an end for him.
Right.
He helping them feed their family.
And so he get a pass on the other bullshit.
Yeah, because if it was one of us that ain't got no bag,
Oh, you're a rat fink.
oh my
You
goodness,
everything you earn. You all they say you is. You feel what I'm talking about? Yeah.
already that's what I'm saying.
But it's crazy because the cat with the bag get the pass.
Exactly, man, and that's just what it is.
That's crazy.
And so that's why it's important for guys like us to link up, have these discussions,
For sure.
move on to far more greater things as well, so that some of these young brothers could be like, "Dag, man, I like what they got going on."
100. And now I want to ask you this, right? You said something about the bag and the youngins having a bag and they looking at the OG like you little big man you used to and all that.
Mm-hmm.
The old nigga that had it and all that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to focus in on what they call it Gen Z, whatever, this generation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just based on my assessment and my interaction, because I got children that's these guys age on up, right?
Got you.
So I got a different levels of the game that I'm blending on with my own kids. I got 36-year-old son, 35-year-old daughter, all the way down, right?
Okay.
So what I see in this brand new generation, the ones they calling the drillers and all that old stuff, is that, and like I said, it's my assessment, I don't think they concerned with money. I don't see them concerning with bread. I think somewhere along the line's been blurred and they think it's hip and cool to hurt somebody. When we was coming up, and then our immediate young boys, the ones who got the game from us, because it stopped at a point They was concerned with bread to the point where some of my youngins is a lot of these dudes old heads, right? But they still on chicken. They holding the bread.
Okay, so let me just say this. When I was a kid, I wanted to be around the older folks. So because of my mom and father, like, no, you got a curfew. I used to say, man, I can't wait until I'm an adult.
Right.
So I wanted to get off the steps fast.
Quick, right.
And create a way for myself where I ain't got to be up under y'all roof. I don't have to listen to none of y'all rules.
Right.
So in me doing that, that came with what? Responsibilities.
For sure.
Because now I got to pay for where I'm staying at. I got to do all these things. If you look at most of these young brothers now, they ain't concerned about bread because they ain't got no responsibilities.
Ooh.
They living at mom house.
Somebody paying their phone bill, their cell phone bill, all that shit.
Out of love, a parent gonna do anything for their child, whether
Right.
he right or wrong. That's just the love of a parent. When that get hot, they shoot up mom house. He go to his sister house over here. He don't never have to worry about going out his pocket.
Damn.
A gun has been the easiest thing for these brothers to get a hold of. And then we talking
Do
about.
you think that's by design, or what's really good with all these assault rifles and all that in 15-year-old guys' hands? How's that coming about, man? How you think it's coming about? I mean, we could have a conspiracy theory.
Yes, I have all my conspiracy theories. I mean, they just passed laws over in down the South. You could be an 18-year-old kid, don't need a license, but you can go purchase a gun. Now, a guy from over here say, damn, I got a cousin down there. We could drive down there and we could get us like 50 guns.
And they going to do it with open arms.
You see what I'm saying? So it's so easy. And then I'm thinking that through the whole black experience, I think that gun violence in today has become the most lucrative. And from what I can see, that's bringing a halt to the population of us. So it's like at a certain age, we ain't thinking about making no kids.
So it's a lose-lose because we ain't getting no paper. They getting the paper off it from exploiting it in every kind of way. And we knocking each other off.
Exactly.
Off the map.
But if we look at everything that we was faced with, the HIV epidemic, the crack cocaine era, the mass incarceration era, we'll see that black deaths right now is the fastest growing.
Right.
So this is why it's like there's no effort for that because we ain't having an outcry about that.
Right.
We don't care when Tim killed Ben. Who cares, man? Oh, that was supposed to happen to him anyway. And even when you look at some of the comments, when you on Instagram, there's always a negative perspective about the brother. People don't even know him. Oh, for them to shoot him that many times, he must have did something.
Right.
And most of the time, these young brothers out here got this thing, well, he ain't got nothing to do with it, but that's his man, so.
Right. It's guilty by association, John.
But when I was coming up, the dude that was nice with basketball was on the block. The dude the barber, he was on the block. That wasn't the mentality. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Somewhere along the lines, this stuff have gotten big, and I think that rap music is one of the reasons why. Yeah. It's a guy named Zay Osama that my little brother was listening to.
Right.
And he got a song out talking about F his cousin. Like, he talking about, I kill him, I bend him. And
my own cousin.
I'm like, wow, this the stuff that
Someone
you
got this
like. You
nutty.
go to sleep with this in your ear. Like, they sleep.
What
with
is
this
that
on.
breeding, right? What can that possibly be breeding?
You're waking up
with
on
that
angles.
on you, right?
And then
there's now you saying nobody's exempt.
Exactly.
I knocked my own cousin off.
And then, remember when we was growing up, if people heard that you did drugs of any sort, it was like a disdain. It was like frowned upon. Getting high now is like a fad. It's like cool. A fashion statement. It's like, yeah, man, I'm drinking
Perks
syrup.
and
I'm doing the perks.
But I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna say
and
this.
you like, wow.
Peep this here though, right? Sadiq, right? Moo. That came along with that music too.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Because they had full-fledged songs pumping that shit. I'm watching it, right? And this the stuff that's on mainstream.
Yeah.
You get where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
Percocet, Molly Percocet,
Yeah.
and all this. I'm scratching my head, right? Because we come from, like you said, a different joint.
Right.
It was frowned upon, man.
Mm-hmm.
If you would get a high head, we would call them.
Yeah.
Right.
It was like, you know what I mean? Now you could be sitting there busting it with somebody. You could be at the bar. You like, damn.
Just on
What was that? Oh, that was the pills. It hit you harder when you do
When
it
you
that way.
snizzle.
Where you learned that from? Oh, they had the Chanitas in jail. I said,
all the
what is
goofy
that?
stuff,
I
right?
said, you learned that in there? He said, yeah. They put it in their eyes, and I'm like,
I peeped that too.
I'm like,
crushing
oh.
up a pill and snorting it.
I'm like, oh, this is different, man.
This is deep, man.
This is it's getting deep, and some we have to unify. We have to cross-reference our resources.
Right.
We have to become one of the ones that can outbid the others now.
Right, for sure.
Because everybody got this one-man army now where
Right.
you taking on everything by yourself, and it's killing you. And I'm victim to that.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you realize ain't nobody trying to work as hard as
But
you.
what you think perpetuates that? Because I'm that same monster, right? I take care of a lot by myself. What you think perpetuates that? Is it, because I think this. My big sister told me this one day, right? She said, I think you sometimes, when it come to your flock, you so good a dude, you so good to them, you so good, right? But she said, I think that you be overdoing it sometime to the point where you may be handicapping them in some areas, you know what I mean? Because I think you're trying to overcompensate for something you didn't have, right? And she was absolutely right, Sadiq.
I can agree with that. So it's just like you got a youngin' that you like, you know what I mean? He cool, like he with you. You know for sure he with you.
Right.
So you have a tendency of allowing him to mess up as many times as he can.
Right.
Because you like, man, I like the youngin', he ain't got no static with him, but you ain't admonishing him like, you know, this is a means for you to become successful.
Right.
You got to put a little bit in the bag and a little in the purse.
Right.
You just crashing out every time. And you got dudes like that, and I've done it. You'll make some money right now, you have a pocket full of money, and then you'll shoot at one of these local bars, and then you done spent everything.
Right.
Now you sitting up there like, I hope tomorrow could be as successful as today.
When we came up, the crap games was
You
popping
understand
like
what I'm
that.
saying? So
Yeah.
we didn't have nobody that was patient with us to say, yo, come on, man.
Yeah, you crash.
You was pretty much shunned, like, nah, man, dude, ain't good. You can't get a pack from nowhere now.
Right.
So when so you know, we empathize with that. It's like, all right, I don't care how many times. You know, it's my man. I want to see him win.
Right.
But it goes back to that cup that you pouring out of.
Emptying emptying.
You emptying your cup on the low and not realizing it until you in a situation, and then now it dawns on you.
Right.
Now you looking at who gonna come save bro now.
Right. That's crazy.
You know, success a funny thing, man. It's just like, you ever really know somebody and they won't share or double click what you got going on, but then you'll go past Justin LeBoy joint, you'll see Meek joint,
Right.
and you like, now, I know you don't know this guy, but you done comment, shared, and double click. You gave him a double whammy.
What breeds that mentality? What the fuck is that?
Can I say it?
Please say it. It's to the point. You know what I mean? We get to the point on it.
These dudes is dick eaters of extreme caliber. I'm talking about they
is
high
that
level.
why you started the campaign, my guy?
That's why I started it.
Right.
Not only is there individuals in jail for it, but I'm looking at how there's some dudes that won't even go across Broad Street because of that. Nah.
Dang.
My man on this. I'm cool.
That's crazy.
So you putting yourself in a box.
Right.
So whereas though, if there is an opportunity over there, you won't even step foot over there. So it's like, that's over for you. Damn. And I don't understand. Okay, now let me be clear. Dickie and the networking are two different things.
For sure.
So
guess what's crazy?
I don't want to. You know what I mean? I don't want to make it seem like.
I was getting ready to ask you what's the line? What's the thin line between? Because I had this discussion with the boys that made the Y'all Drawing movie just up here, right? Boone and Filthy Rich and them, right?
Okay, so networking is.
I was saying to them, I asked them, what's the difference in between being too Joe and being too cool?
Okay, all right, so let me break it down.
Like, and now we saying networking and dicky. What's the difference?
Both of them said them Jones just a milder way of saying it. I like to be a little aggressive about certain stuff because I needed to sink in. So basically, networking is you ain't gotta know somebody from nowhere, but he like what you doing. You like what he doing,
right?
Or she doing. Y'all connect like sideburns, make a full beard, making sure that y'all get to the next level.
There you go.
Now, Dickie is you just want to be invited.
Dang.
You just want to be around. You want to be. You like Puff.
Dang.
All in the videos, all in the pictures.
So let me ask you this, right? Then Sadiq, right? Is people got the two misconstrued because they may think networking is dicky?
Yes. Them two, that's why I wanted to address that.
Yeah.
Because people think that because you meet somebody today, you can't grow a bond and be closer to them within a month than somebody you grew up with.
For sure that can happen.
So I definitely wanted to make that clear. That means that we both have a vision. We both trying to do something, and we just getting together and saying, you know what, this will work for me and you.
For sure.
So we networking to get some coins in our
happen
pocket.
Organically. It happens.
You understand what I'm saying? You getting some money. That other stuff is worse than the broads. Like you gotta see some of these dudes. When a celebrity come in the city, they knocking the sweeties over.
Listen to me.
The sweeties like, damn.
I made mention of that before on one of my joints some time ago about how the dudes, I call them the male groupie dudes.
Right.
They got goofy to the point where there ain't no space for the bunnies. The bunny on the sideline watching them.
Right.
You in my space.
You have dudes that are like that though. They just want to be, even if you just a regular guy with some money or some motion.
Right.
They just want to be up under you.
Right.
They ain't going to go get no Dutchies, nothing. They just want to be right there. I know him.
Just to share the
shine. I hate a dude that's doing this. What you doing?
They do that shit
you
so
dropping my low. And that's what they say.
Yeah, but listen,
you dropping my low right now. Why you?
But peep game. When that first set off, right, it was goofy to me. Mm-hmm. You know, because it's like,
right.
Listen, it's so crazy, right? My son was a popular rapper in the city at one time, right?
Okay.
Maybe 5 years ago, right? And he's big time. I'm gonna mention his name and his story. Everybody know about the story. But he got shot and paralyzed, right?
Okay.
And it stopped everything, right? But we was out. He was in a powerhouse, right?
Okay.
you know, I'm accompanying him, and you know, everybody, I'm there. But really, I was putting myself on them sets, and he know it, to be a second set of eyes and ears and shit like that, right?
Got you.
So long story short, we moving around in the joint, and there's a bunch of, you know, celebrity people. You know, we all moving around. So uh, a guy, I ain't gonna say their name, put them out there like that, right? And I ain't even gonna say the celebrity name because I don't want to draw on these people.
I got you.
Right? But a guy, he slide up with on a celebrity tip, and somebody taking a flick, boom, right? And he look at me and say, come on, right? And I say, you know what I mean?
Right.
I'm cool, right? And then afterwards, I tell him, they ain't invite me to that picture. I ain't into that. You know, I don't do all that.
You know.
Right? So, you know, I get it. But I don't get it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's, you know, man, that's a natural response to a certain individual. Like, I feel like if I pull up and then you having a discussion with somebody else,
Right.
saying, yo, man, after this, we going over here. I'm not tagging along because I wasn't invited.
Right, for sure.
Because now it's like, even though, man, you have some type of history, he looking like, man,
I ain't tell homie to bop with me. Right.
like, that's your people's. Like, you know what I mean? Now, if you would have said, yo, man, my man gonna slide with us, that's one thing.
Right.
So I think that people should have those reservations for themselves. Like,
For sure.
Don't just invite yourself.
Because because you gotta hold on to something what I call integrity.
Yes. Which is
Like
very
that's
important.
bigger than me than anything, man. You get what I'm talking about? Self-respect, integrity, certain things should always be in place, man, when you moving around and shaking and moving.
At all
And that should
times.
never be compromised, man.
For nothing.
You feel what I'm saying?
And it's crazy that you say that because that's dinosaur talk.
Yeah.
It's like when you
That's
talk like
dinosaur
that,
talk.
yeah, it's like, man,
That
don't
ain't
nobody
familiar
care,
to these
nobody
new
care
guys.
about none of that, man. It's up. We doing whatever you want to do out here. And that's just general conversation
Is up.
that you
We
have.
doing anything we want to do out here, and that's the problem. That's the problem.
Cause let's think about it.
Ain't no
Ain't
set of
nobody
rule, no
doing
rule
nothing
book,
to
ain't no
him.
parameters.
Nobody's doing nothing to him either.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? When we was coming up, if you was doing something out of pocket,
Yeah. It'll get policed,
you see
not
what
by
I'm
the
saying?
police
So-
all the time.
So you see what I'm saying? Now that it's like it's crime itself. If you the first time you sell a one rock, a Nick rock, you scared to death.
Right.
Oh man,
You say the first time.
I'll
for
drop the
sure.
money right there. I'm just
Uh-huh.
now the person that's trying to get something, they looking at you like, yo, you must be new. But after you do something repetitiously, then you get over the nerves part.
Right.
It's like, all right, I'm doing this every day now. You become a pro. It's like tying your sneakers.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
So
sir.
as you get more and more comfortable with doing something, it become easy.
Right.
So that's just what I see out here. It's like, all right, ain't really no consequences, no repercussions.
Damn.
But now we look at Lil Dolph situation.
Yeah, and I wanted to get into that too.
See, this what the
I
steppers
wanted to
did.
get into that. The
That's
young
what-
dog.
That's really the situation with the steppers.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? When
Right.
they get to them situations, they trying to act crazy. They taking all types of psychotic meds.
Right.
In the jail, they getting banged up because you done hurt somebody, folks.
Right.
Without those guns, right? They ain't that.
Let
that's
me
just-
go. Let me go in on this, right? Because that was one of my lineup questions, right?
Okay.
I was going to ask you about how you took all that whole story, the young dog. But I want to start from the pretenses of it, right? As it relates to the alleged things that Yizzo, Gizotti, Yo Gotti is behind the scene on it, and everybody know they had a beef going on like this, right? But this my thing. I'm trying, I'm working by whatever they presenting. I'm media dude and all that now, so I can only give a analogy based on or assessment based on what's being presented right out in the public, right? So it's been said over the years that this guy never had no business dealings with the guy. They never was banging the same broad. They never did. So it was just a hate, jealousy that came out of nowhere, right? And we know from religion and from personal experiences, right, that hasid and that hate and that envy is real, dog. Yeah. To the point that it destroys stuff in its path, like the prophet said, right? So I'm looking at that joint in hindsight of that, I'm saying, this dude hated that guy that much, man. Get him out of here, take him away from his lovers and all. This boy never owed you no paper, never did nothing to you, never banged you, bro. Nothing to really substantiate why it got that deep for you to put a hit out on this guy, man. And I looked at it from that perspective first, because there's a lot of other perspectives.
The only thing in light of, I think I did see one interview where Dolph said, "It's about some girl. I ain't even about to."
Oh, he did say it's about a bunny.
That's what he said.
Okay.
But I think that it was a battle of who gonna be the king of the city. Young boy was running his movie. He was loved. He was doing what he had to do.
Why can't two people coexist, man, in the same space and both be successful? Two of us.
It's the 400 years of training. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
sure.
let's just, if we look back at the times of slavery, right? We all could be on a plantation, but because you lighter than me, you get to go in the house.
Right.
But I'm out there and okay, you got access to better food and stuff. It's just like a nigga in jail.
Right.
He work in the kitchen, so he got the onions and green peppers. That make him more important.
Right.
Because I actually need the green pepper and onions so I can make the special sauce.
Right, for sure.
So he get the, give me 1 second. He important because when he come on the block,
he got
everybody's calling his name.
He got the leverage.
But he wasn't nobody before he got in the kitchen. You understand what I'm saying?
He got the peppers and onions, so he got the leverage.
So I think that's the issue with everybody. Like, you could be living on the same block right here. You might be a homeowner. I might be renting the crib, but who's really winning if I could come out my house and look and see you and wave at you? So how
right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So I just think that when it come to people, see, I always was a type of person, man. It's motivation.
Is it people in general or our people in specific, though?
It's definitely black folk.
Right.
Think about it. In our own neighborhoods, we don't own nothing.
Right. In our own hood.
All our resources, the gas stations, the bodegas, the liquor stores, everything we need, we have to go to somebody else. Wow. Because they understand the value of their dollar. They gonna spend it what they own.
Right.
We get our money today, we going somewhere else.
Right.
And and I think that because,
is it any more details to that? Because I got some sentiments, but I'm gonna let you finish your thought.
I think that, man, we want to be popping for nothing.
Right.
And if you could remember growing up and you see dudes in the projects, you see Bentleys and foreigns out there, and you like, this nigga in the projects.
Yeah.
But that was lit. You understand what I'm saying? So ain't nobody really cultivating us into saying, yo, go buy land.
Right.
We consumers. Every couple dollars, anything we can afford to buy, we gonna go buy that first. We ain't thinking about life insurance. We not thinking about
None of that.
We ain't
The
thinking about
essential
none of that
things,
stuff.
right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
Dang.
when we leave, hopefully it ain't.
Everybody praying, they know we coming with our bread.
Oh, everybody know this.
Bring it.
Why you think they coming here? They rushing here because if you go to any of them upscale neighborhoods, you ain't gonna see all that.
Right.
You might go get you a drink from a Chili's or something.
Right.
But it ain't all them wine and spirits bars on every corner. You see that because that's what a troubled person gonna go pour their sorrows.
Right.
That's just being honest.
Dang.
So and he coming with his money. And this is why black businesses can't survive because they'll go to Gucci,
Right.
drop 10 racks. But now you selling a t-shirt for $35. Oh man, I can't get it for 25.
That's how they do it.
Bruh.
That's how they do
maybe
it, bro.
because they holding on. We come from the black struggle, so
Right.
help me out.
But let me ask you this, because I like to play not devil's advocate, but I like to get the other side, the other viewpoint, right? So what's to say about black folk on the other side of the fence, the business side of the fence, right? That's not taking pride in doing good business and having good customer service and all the things that would keep our attention to give our money more earnestly to your point about us not spending the black dollar with the black. Mm-hmm. How about when that come up the pipe, when you tried and you're disappointed 8 times out of 10? How you know what I mean?
It's funny, man, because I try to give anybody that know me know, like if you online is something I like,
right?
I'm looking at how long it's gonna take. I'm
Right.
looking at all that. I'm looking
Right.
at how fast you respond back.
All that, right?
How long you had my money? What's the communication from the time you had my money
all
on
that.
up to now?
All that count.
And I think that most black businesses have good intentions. When they start out, it's fairly well.
Okay.
Because when you start out, you got 2 or 3 people you starting out with.
Right.
So once you reach that mark, 50, 100 people that you servicing,
right,
it's more frustrating. And then we being honest, most black folks, because of the PUA crippled them, they ain't trying to work. So it's hard to find somebody that's reliable and trustworthy to really work your business.
Right.
But instead of just saying, hey, I'm not taking any orders right now. If I do take any orders, I'm only going to be doing these because it's easy for me to do and I can get them out faster to you.
Right.
Or if you are doing a pre-order thing, then you just let the individual know. Hey,
few in between, though, you'll run into that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You'll run into the other one that's just taking it all on and can't handle it, and somebody gets slighted.
Right. And so you definitely can't be cocky because you can have the worst product in the world,
right,
but have the best customer service.
Right.
You know what? I'm going to still buy it because the presentation,
right,
how he or she dealt with me, it made me want to give my money.
Because it count with me.
I
like to spend my money like that.
Like, you know what I'm saying? If you spend your money with somebody and they looking at you crazy, ain't being attentive, and they looking like they trying to rush.
Hurry up
you
and
trying
buy.
to get. You see what I'm saying? Now it's like, oh, wow, I definitely won't be back here no more.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So I think that we do have to understand that, and we have to start putting in place, because a lot of us, when we start these businesses, we don't know how far it's going to go. Sometimes we might even have doubts, but you might just take off. Right. So what once was a 1-man job is a 10-man job.
Go.
So now you got to start employing people.
Yeah, you got to issue that work out.
I know we fall in love with the big profits, but you gotta start spreading that amongst people.
Yeah, you got to stipend that out.
You know what I'm saying? So it could be done, but we just have to.
You see, towards your point again, I think it could be done if we doing this, if we talking about it. because if those type, that's what To The Point all about. If those type things go unaddressed, you get what I'm saying? It's just gonna keep sliding the way it slide.
Absolutely.
I like to bring light to them type joints.
Yeah, because it's important and it's something that affects us greatly.
Yeah,
You know
so,
what I mean?
so the thing is for us to step up our customer service, whatever it takes.
Right.
To keep our attention, because like you said, I think we start off with good intentions and we want to keep the money circulating here and all that. I think we to the point these days to understand at least that.
Right.
But it takes some efforts. It takes some things. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, it definitely got to be talked about. That's why at one time, I don't think if you caught it, I was putting up posts about all entrepreneurs that are bad business owners.
I peeped it.
And I was trying to figure out a location that we could, have a brunch where people can introduce themselves, give a brief introduction about what made them want to start doing here, what grants they used,
That
what
sounds like some
schools
good
they
stuff.
went to.
Right.
I feel like just for people that's just attending, it'd be like, dang, I want to do that, but I didn't know how to go about doing that.
Right.
So now, boom, it could be like a mentorship program for
Right.
people that's trying to come in the game.
That's a good one, bro.
You understand what I'm
Wallahi,
saying?
that's
So
nice,
it's like,
man.
but when I brought it up, I had a few people on a post, but it wasn't one of my viral moments.
Right.
And so it's like, okay, I see I got the clown. I got the clown off first
Ain't that the
but when I'm clowning off, you
Ain't
miss the
that
message
something?
too.
You missing the message.
So it's like sometimes I want to just go right for it, but then
Right.
I like, nah, because it's like they say, man, a female putting up her degree,
Right.
getting her doctorates versus a girl shaking her butt, they
Right.
gonna get two different responses.
For sure. And they may get the same check.
You understand what I'm saying?
Or the one shaking the butt may be getting a little bit more paper.
Right. It's more desired.
Yeah.
It's something to look at.
That's human nature, bro.
Yeah. But
That's human nature.
Yeah, but we can't forget it's the ones that's out there that's striving, working hard, and those are the ones that are being undermined.
Right.
So education not important no more.
Right.
A lot of the females out here, they walk around naked because
Right.
this is a means. I think I'm gonna get that guy that's making 6-7 figures that's gonna
Right.
put me up.
That's crazy.
With
You gonna put me up.
imagine that.
They looking to get put up.
Imagine that.
That's crazy.
You understand what I'm saying? So it's just like, if we don't say nothing about it, then they think that it's okay.
For sure.
It's not, sister. I don't want. And this is why a lot of the relationships are messed up between men and women.
Right.
Because now, in order, okay, now men, we got a detention span of
Right.
a 1-year-old. So now you got your breasts hanging out, you got your vagina lips hanging out,
Right.
you got your buttocks hanging out, you got all the sparkly stuff on your lips, you done enhance your look,
Right.
with the eyelashes.
Right.
All I'm saying to myself is,
Right.
if I can get a couple drinks in me so I can hold steady and I can get her
Right.
all the stuff she need to hear,
Right.
I have a great chance at making this happen tonight.
Right.
And in most cases, right? That's what happened. Men, when we drinking, we get more self-contained. We get more in the element.
Right.
She start geeking off.
Uh-huh.
She start stumbling. She start making poor choices.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right. And it can be a turn off.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because after we got to the session, you don't know my name. You don't know nothing about me.
Right.
I don't know your name. I don't know nothing about you.
Right.
We both making poor decisions because I'm under the influence, so I made an uneducated choice about having unprotected sex.
Right.
I'm hoping I don't catch HIV/AIDS. But then this is why a lot of fatherless children are out here too, because she's saying she don't believe in abortions.
Right.
But sweetheart, we had one night. Like I was from out of town.
Right.
I saw
But like
no
you said,
vision.
all them poor choices
All them poor.
lead up to that seed, right?
Exactly.
So now you got to figure out. See, most of the time it's easy, right? At that point to keep making poor choices. That's why they go bored. You know, you didn't already.
Right.
You know what I mean? You didn't set it up that way. So it's easy to keep going.
Yeah. And let me say this, ladies, I'm not bashing you.
Right.
I'm just simply saying y'all can contribute to fixing a lot of these things out here as well.
For sure.
If you say you want you a God-fearing man, an educated man, a hard-working man, someone that you could build with, you can't look for him in the bars.
For sure. It don't start there,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, it don't start there.
Right. So know what where you fishing at, where you casting your rod at.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's a key point, right? Because here we go again, Dean. One of the scholars said that to have a righteous child starts at your pick and choice of woman or man. You get where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
It start right there, man.
Yeah, man. And you know what, man? I think for us, because it may be a corny conversation to a female,
Right.
we don't do no investigating. We don't ask a woman who her mom, who her dad is they even together?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Because this would let you know if this woman saw. This would let you know if this woman saw a man presence in the house.
Right.
If her mom was submissive enough. These are going to let you know.
For sure.
Because ain't no woman that had a loving, caring father that was an active father
Right.
going to be running around here talking about F a man.
Right.
Ain't no way possible.
All right, here we go. Here we go, Sadiq. Here we go, right? Here we go, right? What they call woman's lib. The liberated woman, right?
Yes.
I believe wholeheartedly, and this is my opinion, that is a cancer that's placed in our society to break up our homes, right? And to take vicegerency and power away from us, man.
Absolutely.
I
Because
really think that's that kind of setup, man.
because I think that they realize without the man's discipline,
Right.
without law and order, the kid's gonna run rampant. Just think about it. As I was a kid, when I was getting in trouble, my mama said, "Don't tell your dad.
Right.
Keep that away from him, because you know he putting belt to ass.
For sure.
So you don't want him to know
Right.
none of this. So she keeping that secret away from dad.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So, and this is one of the major issues right now. Women can earn at the capacity of men now.
Right.
So they're equal.
I really me.
Yeah.
And I'm not.
Yeah, that
I'm
was
not-
a plot.
Let me put this out there, right?
Yeah.
I'm not. I believe conspiracy theory
Yeah.
is a conspiracy theory, and I believe that a lot of this stuff be factual, actual, and they be trying to chalk it off as conspiracy for people not to be attentive to it, because I think that's by design too, man.
Let me ask you
I
a question.
honestly do.
Let me ask you a question. Have you heard a Hispanic woman openly voice F her man.
Never.
Have you seen a white woman do this?
Never, bro.
You only see this in black women. You only see this in black women because with all the government subsidies, the welfare, Section 8, those are things we got to jump out the window. So making her independent of a man, she already feels like I don't need you, I want you.
Right.
You understand what I'm
So
saying?
is the overlay for the underlay.
Okay, and then now with mass incarceration, you know, most people don't realize that when you get these felonies, right, you can't get certain housing. You can't get certain grants.
Right.
You can't get certain jobs.
You're not eligible for nothing.
So if you really not an entrepreneur where you could come out here and make a way for yourself, or you fall victim to recidivism because now you're going back to a lifestyle that you know.
Right.
Might be drug dealing, might be robbing. Eventually you get locked up for those things. So now you're back in the slammer.
In that
And the
cycle.
cycle just going on and on. You understand what I'm saying? So
deep. Yeah.
I think that for our women, they need to restore those orders back so that these children can get themselves what they need as far as discipline, love.
Right.
I also think that if you meet a man and he's not lazy, he's striving, but some men, even me, I'm not a computer whiz.
Right.
Now, I got the book of dreams and ideas, but it might take a woman to say, oh, damn, you know what? I know how to do all that stuff.
Right, to help you bring it to life.
But a woman would say, man, you got to come all the way put together. Irregardless of wherever you coming from, whatever happened in life, you need to be all the way together when you get with me.
But, right? But, are they all the way together themselves when they, you know what I mean?
No,
they making that call?
No, they just appear to be more put together. What I mean by that is she, you know, some of these women been maintaining their own houses since they was 18, 19 years old. Whether it was through a program.
I was getting ready to say, like you just was saying, through the help of them programs.
You know, you dominating the job. You look like you have it going on because you paying your note. You paying for your little spot.
Right.
And you getting dressed every once in a while. And then you coming out spending money that you know you ain't have, but you know you going. They figure it out. I'm gonna do doubles all this week. I'm gonna still get that out the way.
Right.
And so the presentation is, I'm a boss bitch.
Right. So now look down your nose at every man. They gotta come.
Yeah.
100 or don't come at all.
Because you got social media. You got. It's so much that's motivating. Like I'm talking about.
It's John. It's warping our brains.
You know, man, you don't like Applebee's, but late at night you'll leave the bar and get chicken wings from the Chinks.
I peeped.
I'm confused. I'm confused.
Right.
So it only matters under the circumstance. You was twisted. You was drunk.
Right.
I'm confused.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? It's the buffoonery that takes place. It's like, look, stop it.
Yeah.
Just stop it,
please.
Because your bank account ain't heavy either.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? But all in all, I'm a good dude. I believe that you could be a good woman and we could be a match for each other. Right. Let's take on life together.
But Pete, see that step 2? That's us willing to make some concessions, right? For them women and probably what they lack thereof too.
Right.
Being a solid dude. You get where I'm coming from? So why we can't get that same solid, man?
I mean, let's be honest. When we met a woman, right? When have you ever met a woman and she ain't had no job and she was between houses that we looked at her like, I'm cool?
Right.
All right, man, you with me tonight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We hit it off, everything cool. Now she over the house a little bit more.
You may put her all the way up, bro. You get what I'm saying?
You know, for the life of me, man, that's why they say men love unconditional and women love conditional.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, she ain't dealing with you if you ain't on a certain level, and she may not even be on her level herself. But
That's what I'm saying.
That may be her talking talking into existence. Which
That's what makes way for guys like Kevin Samuel when he was popping. People was looking at him from a negative aspect, like he was bashing the women, right?
Right.
But if you look past that surface, like you said, that attention grabber, and get the message,
right.
that's basically what he was saying. Y'all setting all these high standards for these men, right?
Yeah.
But you ain't setting that same joint for your own self coming in.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So play on your level.
Right. And I think men should do the same too, man. Like, don't, if you see that she consistently wearing Gucci, Louis, or even if she have sponsors, if that ain't, if that ain't how your bankroll set up, you know what I mean? Like,
don't play with it.
Like, stay out
Don't
the way.
front.
You see she flying out often. It's expensive.
You know what's crazy? That's deep. Because I know a few cats I could put my hands on that's in that circumstance.
Yeah.
Stop frizz hunting though.
Yeah.
If that, you know what I mean?
If you gonna approach a woman like that, man, just keep it real. She might just say, damn, I liked that. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't none of the battle between the sexes, man. Can't no woman say that she walked past men all day, even if she's in a relationship or a marriage, that she didn't say, damn, he handsome.
For sure, human.
Don't no man walk around, whether he in a relationship or a marriage, that could look at a woman and say, damn, shorty attractive.
Yeah, but is it for open discussion between mates? No.
But now what I will say is, if you popping it with a sweetie and you being honest, look, man, my name's such and such, man. I'm from around the corner. I ain't got much going on, but I'm striving. You know what I mean? I'm hoping that I could, interest you to some of these buffalo wings.
Right.
I want to sit and chop it with you, get to know you. I see you, baby. In fact, you one of my favorite on Instagram.
Right.
I double click you all the time. She might say, damn.
She go for that one.
She might say,
because you keeping it real with her.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is she gonna demolish them buffalo wings?
Most of the time they gonna go for that one. Listen, most of the time they'll bite that before they bite that front.
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to tell
because
you.
I tell dudes all the time, man, one thing, if you leave with your wallet, for sure she gonna take you to the bank. She gonna make sure.
You leave
and then that particular night, man, was with a lot of these guys, that was the re-up, that was your rent, that was everything all in one. You understand what I'm saying? That was everything all in one. So you hit, leave that alone, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
I'm sitting here trying to make sure I'm OG, right? So I'm gonna sit here and try to make sure my sugar don't drop on me.
For sure.
I ain't ashamed.
For sure. You got the.
Listen, I'm not ashamed because, I've been dealing with this joint for years, right? And they say, I did some homework. It's a two-sided coin.
Okay.
But I know for sure my experience may come from this one side of the coin that is running the family.
Okay.
Because it's like everybody in my family suffer the same ailments.
Okay.
When I go back to grandmoms and her siblings and mama,
I think that's something important to disclose, man, because there's people walking around here that don't even want to get tested for nothing.
Right.
I'm talking about they ain't sure if they got the disease, but they want the cure. You hear me?
They don't
because they living foul.
Especially men, right?
What?
I know a lot of men. I know a bunch of men that's not, they don't have regular checkups and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They don't tend to that. They don't pay that no mind.
You understand what I'm saying? I'm talking about a guy would call you and say, you got some penicillin? What you need that for? I think for my last ear infection, I got some amoxicillin. Do that work? Because you don't want to go to the hospital. Some of these dudes be up late at night in the morning looking at that HIV infomercial and saying, damn.
What if?
I know, because they got the no condom policy.
Hey, speaking of which, right, because we keep chatting around this, right? This is one of the questions I want to ask you, right?
Look at their faces.
Yeah. The youngins learning something.
they like,
Look.
damn, that's me. I'm on that joint all the
Listen,
time.
this is what I wanted to ask, right? I want your opinion on this, right? Since we keep talking around the arrangements of women and men and sex and this and that, right? Babies, all that. Is a thing when we was coming up, right? It was not praiseworthy to eat the box, right? But dudes would be doing it, and sneaking around, and they'd stand up straight for their homes and say, "I ain't eating no." You remember them days?
Yeah, for
"I was
sure.
a pussy nigga."
Yeah,
right,
for sure.
And mostly everybody was doing it. Was back doing it.
Right,
They was frauding.
right.
It got to the point now where that's a upfront thing, where the woman now is inviting, eat my
Right.
booty,
Right.
eat my coochie, do this, right? And it done got crazy,
Yeah.
right? They done reversed the charges, really.
Right.
Like how we used to be on the use a dick eater and this and that. Now he like to munch on booty and all that.
Right.
My question is this, right? It's funny. What do you think about cats? And this bordered my attention, so I gotta bring this home. The broad Sexy Red,
Okay.
one day was having a joint, like a photo shoot joint,
I got you.
and she had, dude had his whole face in her butt. You seen that joint?
Yeah.
And I'm saying, what's going on here, right? How does get to that point? So my question is this. They swapping out the man and the woman, right? Then they going straight into tongue right after that, right? Right?
Oh, man.
Is this shit a go these days, or it shouldn't be a go? Should they be concerned with hygiene and other things, man? Because they be doing this shit like it ain't nothing now. I'm talking about the oral sex thing.
Okay, listen, man.
To be
what I'm gonna simply say is this:
politically correct.
we in a hypersexual state right now. The women have no regard for being called a whore or a bitch now. She embraces it. She's empowered by it. And some of them, if not a lot of them, are promiscuous. Like, being out, bro.
And it's cool to be now.
Being out,
Right.
it's cool to go in the bathroom, suck another man off, go home to your husband or your boyfriend and kiss the kids. I'm just keeping it real. I'm just keeping it real,
I'm
bro.
laughing.
Like I'm talking about, it's savagery at its best. So when you out here and you moving around and you see these things, you got to question back. You got to question your girl or your lady from time to time. You sure you good? You sure you ain't out here?
Because it's
you
out here.
You got, and it's more prevalent than anything, because I think that these are pickup lines for dudes now. I'm gonna eat your butt.
What?
He don't got nothing else to say. I mean, he ain't got no other pickup line.
That's a
I'm
pickup
just
line,
keeping
eat
it
your
real.
butt.
You got some women that don't like it, but you got all of them like, yeah, you gonna eat this butt right now? Yeah. You understand what I'm saying?
And they go for that.
And they go for it. Don't know shorty. It becomes a problem once he break out with some type of vicious, his mouth looking like a Nestle
And
Crunch.
that's what I'm
You
trying to
see what I'm saying?
say.
Once they mouth or they catch some shit, that's when.
When y'all guys putting y'all face in these girls' butts, man.
Listen, man, you don't know her.
To start off with, that's not a sanitary place.
That's what
right?
I'm saying. Like, I ain't even trying to do that. Like, if a woman going down on me and I jizz off, don't come trying to kiss me.
But but it's what I'm trying to explain.
Go.
They get into that like it ain't nothing now,
That's because
and they don't have no boundaries with that.
man, that's because they trying to act like
Bunch
they
of
at
nasty
they trying to act
mouth
like they
jokers.
at puff parties.
Yeah.
They acting
Oh,
like they at the
yeah.
parties. You hear me?
Puff joint.
What that?
Puff a goofy boy, man.
Okay, look, let me say this.
It's
right?
a two-sided coin of that too.
And this how I feel, honestly.
Right.
I don't concern myself where a man want to put his penis at, whether it be male, female, whatever his thing is.
It's on you, right.
What I don't like about the whole situation, I've heard about Puff for over 3 decades.
Right.
It was you understand what I'm
It
saying?
ain't new.
So now, the sweetie come out with the lawsuit where this brings up charges and all this nonsense. He gave you $30 million. You signed a non-disclosure form.
Right.
But she also was getting $250,000 a month.
Right.
So these are the things, and ladies, understand this: a guy of that caliber coming in your life, and you want to be put up, you want to be at all the shows and all that.
Right.
This gonna be a gift and a curse for you for sure.
For sure.
Because okay, you got all this, but my man just came home and he need pussy to fall out. You might got to be that girl
For sure.
because you benefiting from something that you can't contribute to in no way.
Right.
And this is why when you ask a woman, well, what type of value do you bring? Oh, I work and I come home. Boring. Oh, so you boring then?
Right. To a, like you said, a guy that caliber with
You
that
see what I'm
kind of
saying?
paper.
Okay, how can you turn this man? When you look at Gucci Man, right? He went to jail, left his lady, what I think, $1 million, and she quadrupled it.
Yeah.
So you see what I'm saying? Like, I think that they got to come down off the high horse.
Right.
But back to Puff's situation, I feel like everybody's concerned about what these tapes are going to reveal. I feel like this. If you was into something, here's your opportunity to go to you could come straight to the point right now, to the Point Podcast right
and
now.
let's talk about it.
And you could go ahead and air it out. Look,
You feel me?
I'm definitely in them tapes. I'm running my movie.
let
but
it
I
out
wasn't-
before, let the cat out the
Everything
bag.
was consensual. I wasn't with no minors, bro. Because
Clean your slate.
clean your slate, man. Look, are you sorry for what you did? If you are, brother, sincerely repent from it. Don't
Because
return
I'm
to it.
gonna say this here, right? It's a bunch of alleged tapes, right?
Yeah.
And ain't tape no ghosts.
Yeah.
They got a bunch of folks on them joints,
You
right?
hear me?
And I'm trying to figure out what they running scared right now, or what's up? Why they ain't stepping to the plate?
I just seen a
if
joint-
they innocent, you don't hear mom on either side.
Let me tell you this. They've been looking for TD Jakes since the 20th. He just
He fell off the map, yo.
he went to Belize. You hear me?
TD Jizzy.
Nah,
He
but
got
look,
out.
I know that I'm saying it I know it's funny, but it's real. You understand what I'm
Right.
saying? And I think that if this is something that you get into, because a lot of people have been to his parties now.
Right.
A lot of them.
Now I did hear some cats come up say, "I've been to the party,
But
I
all that
left
wasn't going
early."
Yeah, or
They
that
copping
type
them
of stuff.
kind of pleas.
Or them joint, I didn't go to the after party.
Right.
It's a bunch of all this.
Right.
And that's fine.
Right.
But and another thing, and I don't want to seem like I'm not sympathetic towards any victims, but as a grown ass man, at what point when you first started going to puff parties where you said that he was giving out all this Akbar juice. This juice made you feel sexual. This stuff even made you pass out. So at what party did you realize that, damn, I'm being drugged up, I'm waking up, my anus hurting, and I'm naked?
Yeah, which one? How many times it take, basically?
So now the man get in trouble. Everybody want to expose some things. Everybody trying to move away from the situation.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like. It's like,
Yeah,
man,
because he had counterparts.
yeah.
That's what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying?
So
y'all was indulging in this stuff.
yeah, you can't point the finger like he the only cat.
Right.
Yeah.
So now when they question how he had 1,000 bottles of lubricants because he was
right.
he was having group sessions.
It was.
Some of these joints they saying was like hundreds of people there. So why wouldn't he have 1,000 bottles of lubricants or Johnson & Johnson baby oil? Excuse me.
Yeah.
Whatever they want to call it.
Both. They said they had both.
I'm talking about why wouldn't he? I'm talking about this is not just one person. He having
100 people more.
alleged group things. Cause I don't want to.
Alleged, right? I got you.
But he haven't been found guilty of any of these things, and I just feel like somewhere along the lines, Puff got himself in trouble, and this is why this is happening.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
See, I'm gonna say this here, right? Like I said on one of my jewels, right? People who carry on a certain way have some other underlying things going on in their life, right?
mm-hmm.
And sometimes if they don't go about rectifying that stuff before they get them mountains of money, that money can set them up for more failure, dog. Because now all it's doing is perpetuating all those demons.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Yes, sir.
So my joint is get those demons tended to, man. Don't keep money. Everybody, money. Money don't fix everything, man.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Because you got some sick individuals out here with a lot of bread.
Mm-hmm.
You get where I'm coming from?
I'm sure we know. You hear me?
Yeah, and they manipulating that thing, and they doing all they doing, and now it's boom, it's in the public eye, right?
Yeah, it's vicious, man.
It's crazy.
I'm telling you, man. You probably even know this guy, so I ain't gonna put his name out
Right,
there.
right.
Back in the day, nigga had a lot of money,
Right.
but he had HIV.
Damn.
So he was marrying a bunch of sisters, and
Oh.
you understand me? When he died, everybody ran to the clinic.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
You understand me?
Yeah.
So the money is cool, but it's a whole nother monster you gotta deal
Yeah,
with.
because see, this is what I'm saying. It go back to our initial discussion about where you judging the cat at.
Mm-hmm.
If you judging the cat on bread alone, you missing a beat.
Yeah. And
I don't measure cat by paper, man.
And then
I
you
never
could be,
did.
And then to me, you could be bought.
For sure.
Your loyalty, everything could be bought.
Yeah.
If a person come with a higher number, then
So a person who rationalize in that way, it's safe to say, gotta keep an eye on them.
and that's what Puff did. He bought everything.
He bought everything.
He bought everything, bro. And that's the only thing I'm trying to say. We can't sit up here and try to twist it and try to make the man looking out to be a monster.
Right.
You got paid. You got what you wanted.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Listen,
You
we
knew
covered.
You knew the nigga I was before you got here.
Before you got here.
So what's going on?
We covered most of everything I wanted to talk about, right? And I'll be honest with you, right? Really appreciate you coming to the point and sitting, man, and sharing, your input, your insight and everything, you know what I mean? Because I think the general public need to hear more from guys like us, man.
For sure, man.
You get me? And that's one of my number one reasons that I open up a platform. You feel me? Because if I don't make a penny, right, I still want to leave some sort of legacy in a positive way. You feel what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Now it costs to run these type setups, so of course I'm looking to make some bread.
Right, I got you.
And I got a whole tribe that I'm trying to leave some bread to. So don't get that twisted. That's one of the things, but ain't the lead thing.
Right.
You feel me? If I don't make a dime,
Right.
I want to leave some sort of positive legacy.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? That's why I really appreciate having you, Sadiq, right? And we gonna do it again. We gonna do some more things together, man, because we running the same parallel joint.
Listen, man, I appreciate you for having me, man.
Sure.
But I do get what you're saying. You would always like for something to be like that. One thing about Old Head, you could go to the Point podcast and go on that joint.
100.
You know what I mean? Damn,
100.
Old Head, I got on from that joint from Old Head. You understand what I'm saying?
You feel me?
Yeah, definitely.
Let them know before we close out, like where they can find you, what's all your your sites and everything, and let them know what you're doing, your merch, all that.
Okay, I'm Mu Butters, MU_BUTTAS. I got merch, No Emotions, Just Motion. I got the Stop Dick Eating t-shirts for those that I can even blot out that part for you if it's something that you know. You could just DM me and we take all orders.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Deliver all that.
Yeah, I do deliver too. So extra $6.
Just get with for sure. Get with
shipping and
Mu
handling.
Butters for your merch. Get with Mu Butters for your insight. Get with Mu Butters, period. Because Mu Butters is in motion with no emotions. You know what I'm talking about?
No emotions, just motion.
Right. Right. I flipped it back.
But I like how it sounds.
You feel me? This your boy She the Jeweler, man, with another one, man. Signing off.